Hey everybody, welcome to the final episode of Get Bakin. I thought we'd have a little fun today and do a little bit of a cook-off, a bake-off, if you will. I've got 2 contestants today, and they're both gonna make us cookies. I got some judges. Let's see what they got for me.
Hi, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Joseph Brzezinski.
I'm going to be making some ginger snaps.
And I'll be making some sugar cookies. Let's get baking. Okay, so today I will be making my sugar cookies. Now these are pretty famous sugar cookies. I've been making them since I was in preschool. My mother took this recipe from a cookbook and she started making her own edits to it, and when I started learning it, I ended up making my own edits. So to begin, we're going to take a whole stick of room temperature butter. We're going to add that. Yep. And then we're going to add 1 full cup of sugar. And we're going to get that mixed up very, very well. We want this kind of like a fluffy, broken up mixture. So we're going to start breaking that. Now usually you can do this with like a full electric mixer or like a stand mixer, but I'm just going to go at it with brute force because I get to, get more into the ingredients and I get to see it as it goes along. So we just want to break this butter up and start mixing it around with the sugar.
And while Joe is doing that, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my dry ingredients. This recipe that my grandmother makes every Christmas. I have not personally made it in about 3 years. I made it with her, so this is the first time I've actually made it solo. I do have an online recipe for this same type of cookie, just to make sure that I get the consistencies and stuff right. So I might be peering over to that, but all of the ingredients and the amounts, all my grandma or my nana's secret recipe. So first, I'm just gonna go ahead and start to combine my dry ingredients together. So I put a little bit of ginger in there. We'll go baking soda and a little bit of salt into, this is 2 cups of flour here. And then with ginger snaps, of course, you got the ginger, but you also have to have the cinnamon kick. So we'll get the cinnamon in there. And of course, this is the easy part, but this recipe does use molasses. We're not getting there yet, but that's where we need the real mixer to come in. So, but for now, we're just getting all the dry ingredients with the flour together.
Okay, this is looking mostly crumbled together, but obviously the mixture's not there yet. The last thing we're going to add before getting to our other main ingredients is we're going to take 1 egg and break it up into the mixture. And we're going to break this up and fully mix it in until it is fully creamed and kind of fluffy. Let's start breaking this up. So this mixture is all kind of fluffy together, so this is a good place. So next step, we're going to add our extracts. Now, the old recipe called for vanilla extract, which is the one that my mother predominantly used, and that's the one that you find most commonly in most sugar cookie recipes. So we have actually a bit of that there. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract here. The recipe calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of extract. However, we're going to supplement it with something else. We'll get to next. So we'll add our vanilla extract. And then here comes one of my secret ingredients, one of the ingredients that I started adding to all of my sugar recipes since I kind of started experimenting, because I wanted to find something to break up sugar cookies. They can get a little bit more vanilla, too sweet and bland. So my secret ingredient is we do another 1/4 teaspoon to maybe a 1/2 teaspoon of orange extract. And that's going to add an entirely new kind of flavor profile to these cookies. A lot of people, when they have them, they think it's almost lemon or sometimes orange. It depends on the person, but this is just going to bring new flavors to the sugar cookies. So we're going to mix that up as well.
All right, so we got our flour, our cinnamon, our ginger, everything, the baking soda and salt mixed in there. And now it's time to go ahead and get some more of the wet ingredients. We gotta have nice creamy butter in a big old bowl. So we got cream butter in a big bowl. And basically I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start mixing. And then we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take my big old egg, one large egg for the folks at home. Like a 7 out of 10 crack there, could be better, but we're gonna make it work. And then we're gonna go ahead and now this is where I'm gonna add a little bit of vegetable oil. What this is gonna do is, this is going to not only help make this a little bit less dry and sticky when we put the molasses in, but this also is gonna help the cookies stay nice and soft. A little more of that. And now's the fun part. So, you know, I did pour a little bit of extra molasses in here. That's how you know I'm a true baker. And I'm gonna keep on doing this while Joe does whatever he's gotta do.
We fully incorporated our extracts, our main flavorings into our sugar mixture. Now we're going to start adding our dry ingredients. Now we're actually going to add our salt and our baking powder first instead of the flour. We're going to add the flour last. So we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt just into the mixture, and then also a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And we don't necessarily need to mix that in, but we're going to start adding our flour only little bits at a time though. So I'm going to actually use this little scoop and start scooping bits of the flour in. You can usually do, this is about 2 cups of flour. The amount of flour you'll use in the recipe will actually change a little bit depending on elevation of where you're actually cooking, as well as the temperature of your kitchen and the area outside. So you're gonna add it little bits at a time. So I'll scoop like maybe about 1/4 of this. So that's just a lot of turning right now.
Oh, welcome back. We're gonna go ahead and our beautiful mixture that we had over here before, we're gonna start slowly incorporating that into here. Now, it's pivotal, it's vital that we slowly integrate the flour so it's perfectly mixed up so as not to cause little chunks. Pick that one up from my good buddy Joe.
Glad to help.
So we're just gonna go ahead, we're gonna fold it over a couple of times, make sure that all of the mixture is getting nice in there with the flour.
Wonder where you heard that from.
What?
Nothing.
We're baking cookies with almost the same ingredients. And
Nothing.
he's trying to get in my head. He's trying to rattle me. He's trying to rattle me. The stadium pulse is high, but I won't give in.
I think it's working.
Gonna continue to mix the flour. I don't know what you're looking at.
Interesting.
I don't know what you're doing back there.
Interesting. Yep.
So we're gonna do that same. Thing again. We're gonna fold it over, and you know what? I think what is he doing over here? He's just standing. He's got a little smile on his face. I think you should go see what he's doing. He's getting up to no good.
Well, I'm waiting on my chance to give you a good old smile and continue mixing the flour in. That's basically all we're doing for the rest of this recipe.
Hey Joe.
Well, yeah.
You think it's time to get bacon by turning the oven on?
I think that's a good idea. What temperature do your cookies need?
You know, typically, I think the best temperature for cookies, especially for these, when you want the longevity of the softness, we're gonna go about 350.
I think that shall serve us just fine. Kind of gotta dig up, under, fold in, dig up, under, fold in, and just kind of keep doing that. You need to make sure that all of that flour on the bottom is fully incorporated into your dough. And then you can also go on the sides to make sure that stuff also gets included.
Hey Joe, guess what?
Yeah?
I'm doing the same thing.
You're doing the same thing? That's
Exactly.
crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
So
crazy. He's mimicking me.
No, this is what my Nana does. Now, the one part about this recipe that I think gives me the slight upper hand is that when we're ready to roll this, we will just won't. But the cinnamon sugar that I mentioned at the beginning, what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll this into tiny little, like not that big, and we are going to dip and roll them into here, and so they're coated in cinnamon sugar. So you can do normal sugar, you can do cinnamon sugar. I like to do cinnamon sugar just because I think it helps contrast the ginger that's already in here and provides a nice gingery, cinnamony taste and kind of deviates away from your typical sugar cookie taste. Not the sugar cookies are bad. I do love a good sugar cookie.
Sugar cookies are good, but they can get bland with just vanilla as the main flavor.
Well, I'm excited to try your
sugar.
orange.
Yeah, so that's kind of why I first kind of started experimenting with other extracts.
Now, once you start to get to the point where you're like, why am I mixing it anymore? That's probably when you're about done, but you should go a little bit further just in case.
That's usually what I say.
So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and start rolling. So I'm gonna give my hands a quick wash, and then, now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the highest technology equipment here. I will be using this round pan at about I would say 1/4 of an inch deep. Now, this is the perfect cookie pan because
Isn't that a pizza pan?
this is the perfect cookie pan because
The dough is almost there. I just want to add a little bit extra flour to make sure it is going to cookies. Because a lot of that butter, when it's in the oven, it just kind of melt away. So just a little bit more.
what I'm doing is this does two things. Firstly, it coats it in cinnamon sugar, like I had mentioned before. But this dough is a tad bit sticky. So we actually don't have any cooking spray or parchment paper. My bad, guys. But
That's really on you.
yeah, it really is. Truthfully, I'll take all the blame. So this actually helps it not stick to the cookie pan.
All right, so here my dough is pretty much finished, and actually you can see that I haven't fully used all of the flour that I had. This dough came together a little bit faster than I thought it would, but that's a good consistency. You see that all of the flour on the bottom of this has been fully incorporated, and that when I kind of press against the dough with the spatula, it moves, but it doesn't like just break apart. It is one full piece. That's a great place for your cookie dough to be at. There are plenty of different ways you can prepare sugar cookies. When I was younger, we would roll this out and use cookie cutters, and like we'd make our different shapes. That is a great method. All you need to do is just kind of pop your dough into the fridge for a little bit to help it firm up. That way it won't kind of break apart when you're rolling it. I don't actually roll them out anymore. I take either, you can do like a tablespoon cup or a small kind of tablespoon sized ice cream scoop. Works just great. And you just kind of scoop out a ball of that dough and start plating them up that way.
How do you think today's episode's going?
I think it's going great. I'm having fun. They're making me giggle.
We're gonna vlog.
We're gonna vlog it. Yeah.
Hi, App TV.
As a class of sportsmanship, I think we should try each other's dough before we put it into the oven.
I like that.
You're getting all that cinnamon sugar. Sometimes I actually like to break the dough up just a little bit, just so I can get a little bit more of that cinnamony sugar in there. You know, some people would say, whoa, that's way too much cinnamon sugar. And I would tell them, no, it's not.
Hey, aren't mine supposed to be the sugar cookies?
No comment. All right, this is a changing of the guard. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers.
I think it's a little undercooked. We do have some red sprinkles here, some red sugar sprinkles. You can decorate your cookies kind of however you want. It's up to you. When you sprinkle this, it becomes utter chaos in the pan. So observe. Barely any of that actually gets on the cookie, but it's just for a little bit of flair anyway.
These are indeed cookies. They are cracking. Now, some would say, uh-oh, they have cracks in them. I say, that's perfect. That's actually the consistency and the texture of the dough that you want for these type of cookies. When they come out, they're gonna be all nice and no pun intended, but they're gonna be snapped open with little fissures. So they're gonna kind of look like they have little canyons and valleys. And these little cracks are gonna help breathe and make the cookie better.
At the 7-minute mark in the oven, you kind of want to start checking these because it's when the bottom starts to brown is when you have the perfect.
Yep.
You'll have the perfect bite on the bottom. Yep.
Hey Google, start a timer for 7 minutes. Boom!
How do you feel after just making your cookies and putting them in the oven?
You know, I feel like it was a good process. You know, I think that mine has a little bit more originality than Joe's. You know, I can't lie, it was a good recipe. I've had a lot of recipes very similar, and not a huge fan of how much orange there was in there. But that's the cookie dough, and you never know what the actual outcome's gonna be. I'm just happy I got bacon today. It's been a long time. It's been 3 years since I've made these cookies, so I'm happy that you know, no matter the fight, I am personally really proud of how the cookie dough came out, and I think I'd make my Nana proud as well.
I'm confident that my sugar cookies, unique and special in their recipe close to my heart, will absolutely win. If I'm being honest, I really just wanted to make the cookies and then get David to eat my cookies, because actually I'm a really big fan. I'm a really big fan, so being able to actually be here for the competition. No, you can't air this. You can't air.
Well, I think we have two great competitors coming into the game today. I think these two players have really prepared going into this match, and it was really shown. They had the recipes ready, they had their ingredients laid out. So it's really, I believe this one's gonna be a nail biter down to the wire. I'm really excited to see how these two competitors perform. Going into the judging round, you have 3 judges in Elena Jones, Jordan Luker, and Bobby Phillips. How do you think they'll receive these cookies in the judging round?
I think they're really gonna like it. I hope they like ginger snaps. I think that everybody can universally enjoy a sugar cookie, but the second that you tell someone it's not a sugar cookie or a chocolate chip, they go meh. So hopefully that means that, you know, look, I've got ice in my veins. There's ice out here, and I know that I'm cool enough to win the competition. Because truthfully, I got bacon today.
They're going to love my cookies. They came in expecting sugar cookies to be bland and boring, but even without letting this dough sit overnight with these special extracts, which you're supposed to do, but even without that, they're in for a surprise. I really hope they like them. I really hope they like them.
Do you have an early prediction on who you think comes out on top?
You know, I have my own personal opinions. I don't really want to show them. Early lead in the polls from what I'm hearing from the fans is Joe Budashevsky.
Nah, personally, I think it's David. I think David may have the edge, just because, I don't know, his cookies look better. I'll say it.
None of them really have the edge so far, Bobby. It's a little interesting there, and it's, you know, it's getting cold, but it's heating up in the kitchen.
A little more time.
And what do you have to say to the folks at home watching?
I just got to say thank you to my fans. Thanks for supporting me through all this.
Get bacon. That's it.
You know, I like some of the things that I saw, and we're gonna be a lot better, so gotta go.
How do they look to you? Do yours look done?
I think mine are pretty close. I think we're gonna take a quick look here. I would think those are done. I think we're gonna call those done.
If you wouldn't mind, my good friend. I mean, enemy. Those look pretty good. As we can see, the edges are just starting to brown. That means the bottom is probably perfectly browned as well. So we just need those to set a little bit as they continue cooking on the inside, and we are good to go.
My cookies are all brown.
That is correct observation.
Can we get like 20 more minutes? I need to make more cookies.
So who do you predict to win after what you saw in round 1?
Honestly, I have no clue because one's overcooked and one's undercooked, from my understanding. So.
Shade.
Oh, we got that.
Shade. You know. Ooh, those look nice, Joe.
Okay.
Ooh, wait, there's only 2. What?
I only picked 2.
What?
You can just rip in half.
I feel like these are Joe's cookies, and then those are David's.
When did the chocolate chips get in these?
What do you mean? Those were in there from the start.
You should have seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, cheers. Like,
Okay.
I just got sugar.
do I get milk?
No.
Oh,
Not with ginger snaps. You do that with chocolate chips.
this isn't a...
I can really taste the ginger in this. Yeah, these taste just like ginger.
wow.
I'm sensing a flaw.
I wonder where you got this from.
Oh, wow, David.
I wonder what These are some good cookies, David.
You know, I don't know if these were the ginger cookies that we were expecting, Elena.
I don't know about this one.
Now, if you guys want, I do have these Mint Cafe cookies.
Oh my god.
These are the chocolate chip.
Our standard. Oh, these are the chocolate chip cookies? Wow.
These are the chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, wow.
Wow, David.
Yeah.
These are the chocolate chip cookies from McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, really?
I can tell the difference.
That's crazy. Look at these
That's-
chocolate chip
yeah.
cookies, you know.
But for real, this is David's cookie.
These are David's.
These are David's cookies.
This is his ginger snap cookie.
First impression,
They
guy.
look like a hockey puck.
Disclaimer. I did overcook them a little bit because I was on the bottom rack and I couldn't see them.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay, a little burnt at the bottom.
Yeah, a little crispy. Let's get the break. I can tell these have no moisture in them already.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
They seem to enjoy the laughter.
It seems like it's pretty good.
Hey, I'm thinking
It tastes like sawdust.
So the ginger part, really good. The bottom, like the second half, you know, like, so you're really good in the first half. And then in the second half,
They
you
had
just
us
kinda-
in the first half.
You just kind of falter in the second half. Like,
Yeah.
That's fair. Now, once again, I did overcook these by accident.
Of all the cookies I've had, David, that is one of them.
We're gonna get the crack on the mic for.
It's just a
Oh,
pull.
yeah, I know. It's crazy. Just a pull. There's the.
I'm personally a little partial to a softer cookie, personally.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, Bobby. You know, I like a crunch.
You like a crunch? You like a crunch?
All right, guys.
All right.
Guys, first initial.
Joe
Yep.
taste
Yep.
test, you know.
That's a solid
Oh.
cookie.
You know. Not
There's a little bit of lack of a punch.
not as much flavor as I was expecting. So
Yeah, for the folks at home, in the day leading up to this competition, Joe kept talking to me. He's like, well, you know, people don't like sugar cookies because they just think it's sugar. Mine has all these different flavors in it. And I'm not really tasting those flavors.
I was expecting a lot more.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm tasting it.
I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong.
Because, you know, unlike a different competitor, he gave us like multiple options here.
Yeah,
So.
and not McDonald's cookies. I think these are kind of dangerous because you realize they taste better the more you eat them, so then you eat like 50 of them.
And
So-
that's how I get them.
I feel like there's different sections of my cookie that have different tastes. I don't know if that's on every cookie.
Multi-layered.
The first one had nothing. Second one was nothing but sugar. Third one had that orange zest. So I'm really interested to see what the sports bite is.
I have yet to get the orange zest.
That one isn't very consistent, which I don't really like.
I actually am going to disagree with you.
Really?
I think I like maybe this is just a subjective on how I like my cookies, but I like it when it's like the crunchy outer side and then like the middle is soft.
I agree.
I feel like David was close to executing.
He was so close. And then he tripped at the finish line.
Yeah.
And then, you know, no milk to me was very, I think, disappointing.
For either team. For
I
either
know.
team.
I know. No milk for both of you guys. So that's getting you a point off, especially the sugar cookies. I was expecting
Well, y'all
some
are the
milk.
competitors. Y'all are trying to impress us. We don't need to impress you.
David, of all people, should have known I like milk with my cookies.
It's a given. You have your milk with your cookies.
And I thought we were close, but I guess not. You're not. You don't know that.
All right. Do we think that we have our winner in our minds?
First off, I just want to say both competitors competed very hard today. I really enjoy what they did. It was going to be David that I picked at first. And you know, as time went on, you know, things kind of changed. I was starting to second guess it. David, I like the flavor profile of his more. I like the flavor on that one more. However, texture just not doing it for me. I think, you know, overcooking is one of the biggest fumbles you can have in this type of competition. Joe's, I really like the texture on his. His texture was a lot better overall. I think he just, you know, nailed the texture right there. A little bit crunchy on the outside, soft on the middle. That's exactly what I'm looking for in a type of cookie. However, the flavor profile was just kind of all over the place.
But I'm also gonna go with Joe.
Well, I have not said my vote yet.
Yes, you did. You literally did.
I was going on my spiel, but I think just the texture overall overrides the flavor issues that were in Joe's. Obviously, not perfect cookie, but still a very good cookie. So my vote is for Joe Budashevsky's sugar cookies.
I'm also going with Joe Budashevsky's cookies. I think the texture was really nice. I really loved. He catered to me. He gets points off for the no milk, and he gets points off for being my enemy because I hate him. And this is a known fact, you know, because that's why I'm invited here, because I hated him. So we needed that neutral perspective there.
Yeah.
And I hate to do this, but I'm gonna give it to Joe.
I don't know. I think both contenders did well. I liked both the cookies. I won't lie. I would eat both of them if I just had them.
Well, I would eat David's cookies as well, but
Yeah.
we got to pick
with
a
the
winner.
option.
You got to pick a winner.
Well, we already have a winner.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't matter who I say.
Yes, it does. Your opinion matters.
Poor David. If he didn't overcook his cookies,
It would have been really in the running.
I feel like.
And then if you
yeah,
gave me milk, maybe that would have been the turning point.
they both
It would have
lost.
softened them up with the milk.
They both lost serious points with me for not bringing me milk with my cookies.
Elena, what's your vote?
Who's your vote?
All right. I think. I don't know. I did like David's cookie better. I did.
So that's your vote?
The hot take.
I
hot
did.
take.
I liked the taste of David's cookie better because Joe's cookie just tasted like sugar to me. I won't lie.
Really?
The one that I ate, I didn't get
I
any.
think he was trying to avoid.
I
This
didn't,
thing he was trying to avoid, and he fumbled.
I didn't get any zest,
Seem to
man.
have failed on a fundamental level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my vote goes to David's cookies, even though they were overcooked. But that's okay.
You're allowed that opinion.
Yeah.
You know, it's a free country.
Yeah.
It's a free country.
But ultimately. I like that they're doing this and they have no head. Well, it looks like we have our winner, Mr. Joe Budashevsky. His sugar cookies for the win. They weren't bad. I liked David's better, but it's whatever. So thank you so much for joining us on this finale episode with Get Bakin. Thank you so much. I am leaving the show. I will be graduating, but I'm excited to see what next season will hold. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
So it looks like you're shooting. I'm gonna drill this.
No.
David's a ball.
Come on. Third time's a charm.
Oh, and so much footage to go through, bro. That's just goofy shit.